I'm just getting home and I'm exhausted. But I do want to share with you all my experience with allowing my 6-year-old to fly with Southwest as an unaccompanied minor. The ages from 5 to 11. There's often a stigma with allowing your children to go places or be by themselves. Some of you are probably even thinking, I would never do that. And that's cool, okay? That is totally fine, your choice. I'm not here to pass judgment, but for me, I have a very responsible 6-year-old who has been fortunate enough to have been flying since 2 months old. Everyone there who we encountered were complimenting him and was so in awe with how knowledgeable he was with flying. So I've provided experiences that he was well prepared to fly by himself. I'm going to insert some clips from like live footage of us while we were headed to the airport, getting situated and doing different routines and going through different forms of information just to make sure that he was prepared. Then I will give you the steps that I took today to ensure that it went smooth, he was okay, and nothing happened. We're finally at the airport, and the very first piece of advice that I would give is to get there early. If you a girly like me who travel with a kid and you're not doing that whole 2-hour early thing, yeah, don't do that if your kid is traveling alone. You want to get there early enough to find parking, because I drove around for about 30 minutes before I found a spot. But I was also prepared to just valet so I can make sure that I'm there on time. So we're about to head over to check in his luggage, and then I'll tell you guys what's next. I did the short-term parking and then self-pay. I ended up paying about $15 because I was there for 3 hours, and it was a very easy process. Once we got into the terminals, we had to go to the help desk so I can get him checked in. Once we went from the help desk and checked him in and checked his luggage, I got a pass, and then he got this thing, a carrier for his boarding pass. But we had to go through general TSA, and we're not used to that. So what did you say that you didn't want to do with TSA?
Take my shoes off.
I didn't want to take my shoes off. I didn't want to have to take my electronics out of my bag, so I went back to my car and dropped everything off because we're not used to traveling like this. And situated. Of course, he's eating. Hunter, are you scared to fly by yourself? No? Are you excited? Let's see how it goes.
I think I know it.
Yeah, we'll tell you. What do you do with your boarding pass?
Give it to them, let them scan it.
You want me to leave? He ain't look back on. As you can see, he was not scared, nervous, worried, any of those things. Now, if I were to have been emotional or very nervous, then he may have been. But what I've learned is fear is a passed on behavior and a trait. Our children get that from us. But I was confident in allowing him to fly by himself because, again, he's been doing it since he's been 2 months old, actually. So here are a few things that I did beforehand and once we got there. I, 1, packed him some snacks. You can take food on the plane, but you cannot take drinks. So I didn't get him anything to drink there, like on the way. I didn't pack anything to drink, but I did allow him to take some snacks. I stopped and got food. He was doing his last little goodbyes, and on the way to the airport, while he was saying his goodbyes, I did do a pickup order for Chipotle. You could take food on the plane. I did him a pickup order for Chipotle for him to eat and get situated so nobody would have to worry about anything while he was flying. That's 1. 2, I make sure to charge and pack all of his electronics. So his iPad, his phone, and his headphones. I also sent him with a coloring book and some color pencils because he loves to color. He had a few toys, but he don't really play with toys. Okay. Inside of his backpack, we also do like a man bag. It's a hygiene bag. So he had a travel size toothbrush and toothpaste. He has some mints. He has some cologne. He has some wipes, hand sanitizer, a mask, and some other things. If y'all want to see that, he's taken to school too. If y'all want to see it, I can insert that. I also made sure that my baby has a government issued ID. So he didn't need it, but we did send him with an ID. Get to the airport early. Trying to find a park was ridiculous. I entered the parking garage at 12:25. I did not get a park until 1 o'clock. Yeah. Number 3. I think that's 3. Yeah. Number 3. Get situated. I make sure that Hunter memorizes our telephone numbers and our first and last names. So while he was there, hey, what is your mom's name? My name is, he told me, what's my telephone number? What's daddy's name? What's daddy's telephone number? What's your address? Please teach y'all kids y'all names and y'all names and y'all telephone numbers, because it's a lot of mamas and daddies in the world. And if something were to ever happen to them, they should know how to tell people how to contact their parents. So he knows all of that information. We go through that on a regular basis. What else did I do? Oh, I made a connection with somebody while I was there. I sat and I talked to her the entire time. She was in San Antonio visiting, going to where my baby was going to Chicago to be with his grandmama. And we talked about her visit here. We talked about preparing children for things. And then I just asked her, I said, hey, do you mind if he sits with you and you look after him? Somebody else will be, but I feel more comfortable with somebody that I've already spoken to and connected with. And she was very nice and pleasant. Another lady told me, your son done found him another grandma. He did. People didn't even know, the people that worked at the airport, as y'all saw in the clip, like he stood right next to her. They didn't even know that they weren't together. They didn't know that they weren't together. So, find somebody that you trust while you're sitting there. Or trust enough to, hey, can you send me information? Can you text me? Can you send me pictures? Can you let me know when they're... I added her on Facebook, everything. She has my telephone number, everything. Make connections. And lastly, I made sure that he went to the bathroom. I made sure that his electronics was inside of his badge. So I had him carry his coloring book. I put his phone and his coloring pencils inside of the badge holder, his boarding pass holder, and I put his jacket around his waist. That way, and his headphones around his neck. That way he did not have to move. He did not have to ask anybody for help. Only thing they needed to do was put his luggage at the top. I do travel with a air tag because I need to make sure his things are getting where they're supposed to go. So I travel with an air tag and I monitor it. I told my parents what they needed to do when they received him. So same thing that I had to do, go park, go to the ticket counter, the help desk, verify that they're who they're supposed to be, show their real ID. We got passports, so that's what we use. Show your real ID, and then they will tell them the gate, where he will be retrieving. So I monitored the flight going and coming. My parents also have monitored it, and we just let them go. It was very, 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 very worth it. Now, there is an additional fee. It's like $100 to $150 each way. But it was well worth it. It was well worth it. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. If you want some more tips, ask me. If you want to know how I felt leading up to it, anything, leave it in the comment section and I'll help you. Talk to you soon. Bye.